Yes, gents, how we doing? So today what we're talking about is like weighing food for when we're sort of like logging it down in my fitness pal and trying to track it, okay? Because perhaps if you're weighing food, you know, perhaps, okay, like I said, it's a thing I need to be doing to sort of become aware of how much I'm eating, which is great. This is like conversation I had with a client earlier. Just he was asking, should I do it before or after? Like sort of, does it matter about this or that? And then I was like, okay, right. So when it comes to weighing food, okay, the main things you want to weigh, obviously, is like your carbs and your fats, basically. That's the starters, because they're the ones, again, we have sort of, like, we just eyeball sort of like on like serving size. We don't know what sort of 50 grams is, we don't know what 100 grams is, and we don't know what that produces, okay? We have no weighing that's there of the sort of, we'll just get rid of that, of what that produces. And then same with fats as well. And fats are so dense in calories, like it's just like a teaspoon of peanut butter or like a tablespoon of like sort of butter or whatever. It's just like sort of, it looks so the same, but actually when you weigh it, it's completely different, and it could be off by 100 to 200 calories, which, like, obviously if you're factoring that into your day and can sort of, and doing that across a few things, then that's going to add up, and then sort of before you know, you've perhaps got like, I don't know, 200 to 400 calories that you haven't accounted for, and now you think, oh, I'm on point a bit, but then it's just like, oh no, I'm actually sort of like 400 calories over, 300 calories over, because I just didn't weigh it, I didn't measure it, okay? So like I said, the main things you need to do is sort of like, you're looking at like sort of your carbs and your fats for starters, okay? Those are the main things you need to sort of control, okay? Protein, yeah, you want to sort of, you can never have too much protein, basically, okay? Most people don't eat enough, so they don't need to worry about sort of like having too much protein. That's literally the last thing they need to worry about. Same as like drinking too much water, okay? Most people are deficient in water and protein, so don't worry about that. Most people are sort of so heavy in carbs and fats, that's what they need to learn to control. That's what they need to learn to measure, okay, and manage, and become aware of like, okay, right, that's 100 grams of there, and that's this many carbs and this many calories, okay? So that's the thing. But measuring it, I'd weigh it sort of like, if it's like chicken, John, about if you're on about mince, if you're on about a salmon, different things, I just weigh it uncooked, okay? And because cooked versus uncooked is another question I had. Again, it's not going to make any sort of difference, okay? As long as you sort of go on eyeballing and measuring it and keeping that sort of consistent, then the difference in like the outcomes and the calories and stuff between like uncooked and cooked is so insignificant anyway. It's not sort of going to make much of a difference compared to like in the big picture, okay? So just like, oh, should I weigh it sort of like before or after, like chicken breast cooked or uncooked? It's like, I don't know, do it before you cook or whatever, or just sort of look at the pack. You don't even necessarily have to weigh it. You probably you can look at the pack, or how it is, about 3 chicken breasts in the pack. How much is the pack? 500 grams. Like divide that by 3. How much, and then sort of work it out how much protein per 100 grams. Okay, and then just work it out that way. Okay, instead of actually have to weigh it. Okay, same with mince as well. Every time I use mince, I don't sort of necessarily weigh it. I'm just like, okay, right, the pack of mince is 500 grams. Again, that's like, I cook all that and then spoon to 3 servings, so I know I'm roughly getting probably about 165 grams, something like that. Perhaps a 167, whatever. I know I'm getting that, and I work that out then based off how much protein that is, based off the back. So, yeah, like a ballpark, you want about 150, 200 grams of meat or fish, basically. I'll give you a nice sort of 40 grams of protein normally, okay? So that's just what I sort of help you with, okay? It's just, when it comes to carbs and fat, those are things you need to measure, okay? Because that's what we overeat and just overconsume, and like obviously can rack up the calories so much quicker than protein, okay? Because you don't fill us up, and we just like, so the serving sizes are ridiculous. And like I said, protein, again, like, protein's going to fill you up for starters, and no one sort of like eats too much of it anyway. I've never come across anyone who eats too much protein. Okay, they're always like, you got fuck all protein diet, you need to start eating some. But my fitness pal says I only need 50 grams. Yeah, that like, so, like, you need to fucking change that. Okay, so that's the thing with that. And just not getting caught up in too many details, but the main principle you want to factor in is obviously just become aware of how much you're eating each day. Getting like sort of, it doesn't have to be exact. It's just getting some sort of like numbers with it. Just getting like sort of an estimate of just knowing sort of how much you're eating through the day, how many calories, how much protein, okay? And then you can make some changes from that, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Like if it's out there calorie or a few, yeah, like I said to my clients, it's not going to make a difference. It's so insignificant in the grand scheme of things, okay? Worry about this and just ask which way should I cook my eggs, which way's best. It's like it doesn't, like stuff like that, it doesn't fucking matter at all, okay? If you worry about that, then like you should, like I hope you're an elite athlete watching this, okay? If you're not, then that's literally nothing you need to worry about, okay? Is other things you need to worry about in terms of consistency, and just doing it like during the week and on weekends. That's the main thing, okay? Focus on maintaining your diet across the weekend. That's what you focus on first, okay? Don't sort of worry about how much of anything else. Like if you only like sort of track your food or you're good with eating, so perhaps 4 days a week, then don't worry about anything else until you are sort of like maintaining that over the weekend, okay? Because like sort of, there's no point because you're just avoiding the elephant in the fucking room, okay? Right, I hope that helps, Sheds. Any questions, any help you need, drop me a message, but have an amazing day.